Hi guys, welcome back again to the channel guys. It has been so good having you here. Thank you so much for the support. And today I would like to do a video. I'm bringing you guys back to the UK, but I am diverting from care work because I've got a good opportunity for qualified and non-qualified teachers out there in overseas countries. There are massive job applications and I will be showing you a lot on this video, so just stay tuned. Either way, for the people who've been with us since day one, I'm really grateful. Thank you so much for subscribing and staying tuned and supporting the channel. For the new subscribers, again, you're welcome, and stay tuned guys, because in this channel you'll find anything concerning health, new recipes, health juices, arts and crafts, making cards, tags. We teach you homemaking, how to make your own, probably start your own businesses, make your own detergents at home, and you end up saving so much money and so much time. Plus, we started a new segment on immigration again, and we are trying to get these opportunities out there to you guys. So immigration, life abroad, and vlogging. So thank you so much guys, and again, so let's get on to the video. Have you ever thought of migrating to the UK as a teacher? Do you have the necessary teaching qualifications and skills required to teach in the UK? If you do, then this is your chance to migrate to the UK for a better opportunity. There are over 1,000 jobs available with skilled worker visa sponsorship for overseas teachers. Please watch this video to the end to learn what to do and how to get these opportunities. Without further ado, let's dive right Hello guys, so as I was saying earlier, it is possible to work as a teacher in England even if you qualified outside the UK. And in this video I'm just going to show you some of the things that you may need that may help your application. I'm also going to show you the newly qualified countries that will be able to apply to the TRA for the qualified teacher status guys. So they've added basically more countries that will now be able to apply to the qualified teacher status guys. So this is what I was telling you guys. They're looking for many professions guys, and as I was telling you in the previous video, I want to include everyone from like whichever kind of job or career you're pursuing, because it's not only the healthcare like personnel who have a chance to come out here. Also teachers and other careers are also able, and if you're willing, you'll be able to come out here. So I've just opened this browser on the government UK website guys, and I told you everything you need to do usually is on this government website. And as we come down, they say you can teach in England even if you qualified outside the UK. So this is a really great opportunity, because guys, you will get to learn a lot. You get to get a good opportunity out here, and it's this quarter is being opened on the 1st of February 2023, especially to the new countries. And also we will try to do a demo on how to apply for a qualified teacher status from overseas guys. So working as a teacher in England, if you qualified outside the UK, this guidance is for non-UK citizens who qualified as teachers outside the UK. So to teach in England, you will need the correct visa status, the teaching skills and experience you can demonstrate to an employer, or to pass criminal and professional safeguarding checks. This will be organized by your employer. So guys, as I told you, any career that you have to come into the UK, any career that you do that involves you handling the vulnerable population and children and women and the disabled, you have to have a criminal check, basically like a police check, just to ensure that you have no prior convictions or anything of that sort. And basically you also have to have good skills and experience that you can demonstrate to an employer that you have the skill and you have the experience of teaching. and the correct visa status. Okay, so they say down here that the correct visa or status could be one of the following. 1, a pre-existing right to work in the UK, such as settlement or pre-settled status under the EU settlement scheme, or indefinite leave to remain in the UK. So that basically places you at like you having a correct visa status and the right to work in the UK. A job offer allowing you to apply for a skilled worker visa. So these job offers, guys, as I've talked in my previous video concerning migrating to the UK, you must have a job offer before coming to skilled worker visa, and the job offer you get from whichever employer. Your employer must be registered with the Home Office and be able to give you a certificate of sponsorship, which will help you with your visa application. Then the third correct visa or status could be eligibility for another type of visa. All right, so this is basically what you would need. I won't go deep into this because this talks about Irish citizens. Yeah, so applying for a qualified teacher status. A qualified teacher status is the professional status teachers in England gain at the end of their teacher training. So it's just the same way in your country has a body that governs teachers, and that body is the one that gives teachers their certification and their award, and just to say that this is a teacher and can now work with children and teach. So basically what it is called here, it is called qualified teacher status. So teachers who qualified outside the UK can work in English school for up to 4 years without a qualified teacher status, guys. So if you have qualified in your home country, you can work for up to 4 years without the qualified teacher status. But in as much as you're allowed to do that, the earlier you obtain a QTS, which is the qualified teacher status, the better for you, because however they say here, however, obtaining QTS will make it easier for you to find work and develop your career as a teacher. This is because in many English state-minded schools, a QTS is a legal requirement when the 4-year exemption period is up. So basically, I'm sorry, someone was calling me. Yeah? So basically, for you to understand what a QTS is and how to apply for it, we need to really know what this qualified teacher status is. And I've just clicked on it, and when I come down here, they say that a QTS is a legal requirement to teach in many schools and is considered desirable for teachers in the majority of schools in England. So down here, let me just come down here, and the Teaching Regulation Authority are responsible for awarding QTS. They also award QTS to qualified teachers outside of England, guys. So that's what I was telling you. There are now newly qualified countries that will be able to apply to the Teaching and Regulation Agency for a qualified teacher status, guys. So in as much as there are, for some countries, they are trying to expand to get into other countries, and we'll get to see some of these newly qualified countries in a bit. Yeah, so schools where QTS is a legal requirement. Yeah? Schools where QTS is a legal requirement are referred to as maintained schools. Maintained schools are part of the state funded school system in England. Funding and oversight are generally provided by the local authority. They include community schools or voluntary controlled schools, where the local authority employs the school staff and is responsible for admission. And 2, foundation and voluntary aided schools, where the school's governing body employs the staff and is responsible for admission. You must also have a QTS to teach in a non-maintained special school. Yeah, so this is something again you can look at later. But then there is also schools where QTS is not a legal requirement. In some schools in England, QTS is not a legal requirement. For example, within the English state school sector, academy schools and free schools can employ teachers without a qualified teacher status. And number 2, outside the English state school sector, private schools or independent schools can employ teachers without a QTS. Now again, even where QTS is not a legal requirement, many schools use it to assess the quality of candidates for a teaching job. And aside from that, they do allow you to work without a qualified teacher status for a period of 4 years. And after the 4 years, you're still required to get the QTS. So even if you come without a QTS, you need to get it sorted out as soon as possible. Start even after your 4 years, you can continue. So basically this is teachers who trained in England, and I'm not going to go through that because I'm trying to capture the overseas teachers. So how to apply: depending on where you qualified as a teacher, you may be eligible to apply to the Teaching Regulation Agency for QTS. You could also apply for assessment only QTS while you earn a salary as a teacher, or you could apply to train to teach in England. So I really want to go to this because now that we have understood that the QTS is basically like your certification to teach, and it's what most schools use to, like, basically, let me just say, get the best candidates for the job. And this QTS is basically given to you by the Teaching and the Regulation Agency, which deems you fit to teach. So here on this page, you can check your eligibility to apply for a qualified teacher status in England, who this service is for. And this service is for qualified teachers who trained to teach outside of England and who want to apply for qualified teacher status to teach in English schools. If you trained in England or Wales, you have not yet qualified, learn more about this. So I'm not going to go through that. So basically use this service to check if you're eligible to apply for QTS, understand the types of evidences you'll need to provide. Okay, we'll ask some questions to check your eligibility to apply for QTS in England. This should take about 5 minutes. There should be no charge to apply for this QTS, and you do not need to be in the UK to use that service to see if you're qualified to teach in England. So if you could just try and do a demo and see how to apply for this QTS from overseas. So basically check your eligibility. So basically we are trying to check if we are eligible to apply for the qualified teaching status in England. So have you used this service before? So I'm gonna say no. I need to check if I can apply. Okay, so in which country are you currently recognized as a teacher? This means that you'll have all the qualifications needed to teach in a state school. You'll need to show that you completed your teaching qualification in the country that you select. So let me see, let's try and see Canada. Okay, good. So it does accept Canada. So in which state or territory are you currently recognized as a teacher? Basically I need to possibly pick a state where I am recognized currently as a teacher, and they put all the states that they do recognize their certification from. So basically I'm gonna pick Manitoba. Do you have a teaching qualification that was completed in Canada? So I wanna say yes, as this is a demo. Do you have a university degree? So basically this is a checklist just to see if you are qualified. Basically, are you qualified to teach children who are aged somewhere between 5 and 16 years of age? You do not need to be qualified to teach this full age range. For example, you might be qualified to teach children 5 to 11 or 14 to 16. So we're gonna say yes. So guys, just remember, I am not like physically applying. This is just a demo just to show you what is meant to happen. Do you have any sanctions or restrictions on your employment record? We're gonna say no. Assuming that you will be applying and you do not have any sanctions, we're gonna say no. Are you eligible to apply for a qualified teacher status in England? Based on the information you've given us, you can apply for a QTS. So preparing to apply. If you decide to apply, you'll need to provide a range of evidence. We'll ask you to upload some scans, photos, or original files. Guys, as I said, when you're getting ready to apply for this qualified teacher status, you must have your documents ready. And as I've always said, before you start applying for these jobs, these current vacancies and everything, it's good to have your vacancies ready, because once the ball starts rolling and everything starts to move, it doesn't stop. It's like a cascade, and you usually find yourself doing so much, and within 3 months at most you end up where you're meant to be. You come into the European country. So it's usually a really fast process if you have everything at hand. So preparing to apply, so you may want to send some some time gathering the documents you need before you begin your application. Once you start your application, we'll sign you out if you're inactive for 60 minutes. Yeah, so guys, you have to be ready with the documentation again. Spend some time getting all your documents ready, because if you are out of that, if you are inactive in that site for about 60 minutes, which is like 1 hour, they're gonna sign you out, yeah, and you'll need to sign back in, and I think you'll have to start the whole process again. So you'll need to provide the following evidence when you apply. So let's do show all sections. So proof of identity. Best proof of identity, guys, really a valid passport. And when I say a valid passport, it's a passport that has not expired. So a valid passport is usually the best proof of identity. So basically, other proofs of identity can be national identity card or driving license that shows your date of birth and nationality. This must be valid and have not expired, just as I have said. In the name on your proof of identity is different from that on your other documents. You need to provide evidence of your name change, for example, a divorce certificate or name change deed. Yeah, so in case you got married and you changed some of your name on your documents, you must provide proof of what occasion it is that you changed your name. Yeah, so whether it's a divorce certificate or a name change deed. Yeah, so that's the first part, proof of identity. The next part is proof of qualifications. You must provide a certificate from the qualification that led you to being a recognized teacher. This might be from a university degree or a separate qualification. Then also a transcript or diploma supplement for that qualification issued by the awarding body. If your teaching qualification was part of a university degree, use your degree transcript, guys. So a transcript is basically a document from the institution where you studied and lists basically all the modules or subjects you studied, all the practicals you did, your marks, your grades, and everything else, everything that you were awarded, it's stated there. So note that you must have completed all your teaching qualification in your country, in that one country which we have chosen as Canada. So you must show proof that you're recognized as a teacher. The authority or territory that recognizes you as a teacher must confirm that you've completed a teaching qualification / teacher training, that you've successfully completed any period of professional experience comparable to an induction period, into brackets if required, that your authorization to teach has never been suspended, barred, cancelled, revoked, or restricted, and that you have no sanctions against you. The age ranges and subjects you're qualified to teach, that you're qualified to teach at state school or government school. Yeah, so basically the authority that recognizes you as a teacher, meaning the teaching body or like the teaching authority, like the body governing teachers in your country, must be able to confirm all these, guys. So that's basically what it means. They must be able to confirm all these. Yeah, you'll need to provide a letter of professional standing, which you can obtain by contacting Manitoba Education and Early. So this is basically what we've chosen. So you'll need to provide a letter of professional standing. Then if your documents certified translation, so if your documents are not written in English, you must provide certified translations at your own cost for your qualifications, transcripts, and proof that you're recognized as a teacher. You do not need translations for ID or change of name of documents. Yeah, so about certified translations must be carried out by a certified translator who must state on the document or separate certification page that the translation is a true, accurate, and correct rendering of the original. Okay, so basically you don't go to look out there just for someone who will come and translate your documents. You must be your documents must be translated by a certified person. Okay, each one must include the date of the translation as well as the certified translator's signature, name and contact details, official certification seal, stamp, or ID number. So that's it. Yeah, so basically new criteria will apply to applications made from 1st of February 2023. If you do not submit your application before this date, you'll need to submit a new application under the new criteria. So use our new application to apply for a QTS. So basically, after all that, after you've gotten your documents ready, now you'll start by putting your email address here, and then you're gonna do continue. Yeah, so I can go past this because they'll start to send me emails, and but that was just a slight demo on how you start the application process for a qualified teacher status. I can't go past this because this could possibly be picked as I would say possibly fraud, so I'm not gonna go past that. I'm gonna go all the way back. I want to go all the way back. So basically, guys, as you can see, it's not only healthcare workers that can actually move to the UK, and there's so much careers out here for everyone to move. And guys, as I said, I've done a video on job vacancies in Belgium, over 10,000 job vacancies with visa sponsorship in Belgium. Okay, guys, so as I was saying, most of us tend to gravitate towards the big countries, UK, US, Canada. That's all that everyone wants, and I do understand why everyone wants that. But sometimes if you can't get in through the door, use the window. And when I say use the window, I don't mean come into these countries in an illegal way. I don't mean come through the sea. I don't mean be smuggled in. I mean come in through the window by coming in through another European country. And by that I mean you can try and apply to the non-competitive country, because you applying into the non-competitive country gains you access to the UK. And that is something people don't know, because everyone wants to directly come into the big countries. So let's say, for example, if the UK is offering 10,000 spots for maybe nurses, doctors, or teachers, and they do get these applications and everything, and all the spots are filled, you'll end up feeling like we don't help you much, because we still give you this information, but you weren't picked. Yet you had all the qualifications, but they only picked the best 10,000. So what do? Try as much as possible to navigate your way around it by going to another European country, because going to another European country will give you something called a Schengen visa. And a Schengen visa is very powerful in that if you want to travel in any European country, that Schengen visa, you do not have to go start looking for another kind of visa. Your work will be to book an air ticket and fly wherever you want to fly. So basically it gives you a Schengen visa. And once usually the hardest part is coming from your own home country, coming to Europe. That's the hardest part, because once you're outside here, if you're in Belgium, if you're in any other country within Europe, it's easy for you to migrate into the UK if that is still your dream. You may go to Belgium and find that you really like Belgium. You might go to Germany and you find that you love Germany, you love Netherlands. So there is a lot that's happening out there. But as I said, get in through the window. Try going all around these small European countries, these countries that have work visas, with work visa sponsorships, with all those benefits. Try that. It might be hard at first, but try. If you still don't want it, try to work your way around coming to the UK, because it is easier coming from the other European countries into the UK than coming from your own country, which is, if it is Africa or Asia or wherever, into the UK. So that's basically what I'm saying. By saying come into the window, I don't mean coming illegally. I mean coming into the UK through smaller countries. So basically this is, I'm trying to okay, so now I've got it here. So basically I'm just trying to let you guys know that this is an overview of what we've just discussed. If you're a qualified teacher from outside the UK, you can work as a teacher in England for up to 4 years without a QTS. But after that, a QTS is a legal requirement. If you're found teaching without this, then you're gonna face the law, and it's considered desirable for teachers in the majority of schools in England to have it. And as I've said, you can apply for a QTS from your own home country as long as you're eligible. And I'm like very soon gonna show you the countries that are eligible. So let's just see here. 4 routes to QTS. Yeah, so the routes to qualified teaching status are, there are 4 routes to the qualified teaching status for teachers and trainees outside the UK. 1, apply for a QTS through the Teaching and Regulation Agency. 2, apply for assessment only QTS. 3, apply for teacher training in England. 4, apply to train for international qualified teacher status. Okay, your eligibility for each route will depend on where you qualified, whether you already have teaching experience, and your personal circumstances, guys. So then again, it is also a gamble, but it's something you have to try if you're willing and really eager to relocate into the UK. So apply. So to apply for a QTS through the Teaching and Regulation Agency, basically, if you have a teaching qualification from the European Economic Area, guys, so these are most of the European countries, yeah, and other of these countries: Gibraltar, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Switzerland, the USA, Scotland, Northern Ireland. Yeah, these ones automatically you can apply if you submit evidence that you're recognized as a teacher in the country where you qualified, and if you are not prohibited or restricted from teaching by a professional sanction against you. When you apply to the Teaching and Regulation Agency for a qualified teacher status, you do not need to pay a fee, undergo any further training, or visit the UK. As I'm saying, you can apply from wherever you are overseas, yeah. And now from February, this is basically the best part, because there are new and eligible countries that have been added to. They are now able to apply for the qualified teacher status directly, yeah. So from this starts from 1st of February. It is a quota that will start from 1st of February, and teachers who qualified in the following 9 countries which have been added will also be able to apply, yeah. So Ghana, Hong Kong, India, Jamaica, Nigeria, Singapore, South Africa, Ukraine, and Zimbabwe, yeah. So this change is part of the launch of a new service. Apply for a QTS in England from 1st of February 2023. The way we award QTS will change. So basically, they are saying the way they award the qualified teaching status will change. Now, guys, not everyone will bring this information out to you and let you know, because not everyone is generous. But then again, as I tell you guys, I will always be bringing you whatever kind of information I can find that will benefit anyone and everyone in whatever kind of profession. This is just solely based on my research and my findings, which I feel like should not, limit your own research or like replace your own research. Guys, you always have to do more research. I mean, for me, I'll just go do minimal research and tell you guys that this is something which is possible, because I have a colleague whose sister came in through this. So it's something that at least I can attest to that is working, because I know someone who's coming through this way, guys. So again, when you move to the UK as a teacher in 2023, basically I've shown you like a slight demo on how to apply. I couldn't go forward because that would have been fraud or something else, so I couldn't go forward. But basically, there are eligible countries that I have mentioned, and basically you have to make sure that you have the necessary documentation and qualification, skills and experience. You have to make sure that you do not have any sanctions against you or something of that sort, and basically just try and apply and see, because you never know. And as I said, if I could advise anyone, please don't struggle trying to fit in through the door, because if you're all struggling trying to fit into the door, people get hurt, because the door is really tiny and people do possibly get hurt in the process. So if you can come in through the window, and by coming in through the window, I mean coming in through the small European countries. You see, once you're out here, you will plan yourself. Once you're out here, you do know how to plan yourself and go by from day to day. I mean, you may end up liking whichever country it is that you went to before you when you wanted to come into the UK. Maybe you landed in Netherlands. You may love Netherlands and end up staying there. So it's a catch-22 situation, I know, but it's up to you to know exactly what you want, and if you're really willing to relocate and come to the overseas, there's so many job opportunities out here. If you're willing, please kindly go and watch that video on available opportunities in Belgium, job opportunities across multiple fields. I did that video, and I know that it's possible for people to get jobs to those sites with visa sponsorship as well. So again, guys, all I'll do is put the link on the description below so that you guys can get to read and see what is needed. And I will also put a link of where you can find the jobs or the teaching jobs. And I think aside from that, that's it basically. So thank you guys so much for watching, supporting our channel since day one, and I am happy we are growing together as a family. I'm always doing my best to try and get you the most current research and to keep you guys updated on how you can migrate and overseas and get these jobs. So without further ado, thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next one, and bye.